time, ladies and gentlemen. Just got done talking about DreamHack, talking about the X Games, and we couldn't show any of the plays from the X Games, but the Brisk Summer Series, the European 7-Eleven Summer Series presented by Brisk, excuse me, let me get the name all correctly, was amazing. We got to see some great plays there. We can show you the top 5 plays that happened here at the Brisk Summer Series. I'm excited. Carpet, what do you think of all these series?
I've been impressed. I really enjoy seeing a lot of these really kind of high-stakes tournaments happening between the seasons. I think it's a really big deal for these teams, especially since there's always a roster shuffle. Even if it's just like you lose one player, that's a third of your team. Yep. You really want to find that person that will fill that spot, fill that gap, and fit the spot well. So I'm liking seeing teams being able to kind of try things out. Some things are working really well, some things aren't. We might be in honeymoon phases now, but it's cool they're kind of going through that now before they get into the season. So we'll kind of see where like the raw team will feel by the time the season actually rolls around. Yep. So to answer your question shortly, yes.
Yes. Yes, many, many good plays. And Gale Force coming out with the victory here. We'll take a look at the top 5. Number 5 was Turbo. They're going to see these guys all over these top 5 plays. As it was, I think most of this is Gale Force, which is no surprise at this point. Watch Turbo on the wall here pop off and get the pass out to his teammate. This is a beautiful pass. A lot of good pass plays in this top 5.
I honestly didn't think he'd land on the wall as flat as he did. You can watch the last second, then doink, he just immediately jumps off, and you cannot jump off of the surface until all 4 wheels are touching the ground, which means just at the last second, he's like, wait, hold on, boop. Okay, got it. That's almost a hashtag, Jacob?
Oh, almost.
It's getting there.
Almost Turbo.
Getting there,
hashtag Turbo things.
You got a couple years to catch up to that crazy man.
Yeah, you saw the ball going into the corner and then starting to drop down, and because Turbo comes, it goes across the goal, and the defender, the first leading defender had already moved into the corner because it was dropping down, and then Turbo's like, nope, we're going to go straight to the goal, and the goalie's like, are you kidding me? Please, no. That's not at all what he wanted to have happen there. But number 4, another great pass play. Gale Force was full of them here, and the RLCS Summer Series presented by Brisk and 7-Eleven.
You're going to keep practicing that until you get it right, huh?
I'm going to keep practicing it, even though I don't really have to say it many more times. But look, watch this initial pass from K-Dop that makes this play amazing. So drop it straight down.
The K-Dop drop. I feel like we've said K-drop before because he's definitely done that a lot, like those kind of teardrop passing plays. But just stopping the momentum, not letting the person in the corner control that. He wanted to drive it over the net. He knew it was coming at him. He's like, you know what? I'm going to control this, put it over the backboard. Nope. Not if K-Dop's in the way. Yeah. And then I love that the second player, instead of like, oh, I can take a shot, he's like, one more pass. One more pass. One more pass. Yeah. I can do it.
And again, it's if they had the ability to read K-Dop, then they have to figure out what this shot is, but there's no way they're reading the K-Dop pass, and I don't remember who was the middle player who was passing there, but he gets to Turbo, and then...
Violent to Turbo.
Okay, yeah, the Violent Panda pass. Yep. They were to look at him and be like, he's about to shoot. Nope. Oh, man, there's another... Oh, and then you saw Maestro just the splittest of second too late to get the block there.
Splittest of second.
Splittest of second. Speaking of Violent Panda, number 3, one of the most nutty self... I think it's like he stole the goal from himself, sort of. Just watch him come off the ceiling here. The ceiling passes have been all the rage, right? So the pass from Turbo, he bounces it once off the ceiling, bounces it back onto the ground, and here comes Turbo. I want to take the shot. It's like, nope, just falls right in front of him. No, this is all mine.
I imagine they were actually yelling at each other for that. Turbo wanted to go for it. And I think in the scheme of things, you probably wanted to let Turbo go up for that. He had a little more momentum. He was coming from the ground, but Violent Panda's like, I worked so hard for this. You don't take this away. Yeah. I worked for months to feed my family. You don't take away my earnings.
Yeah, this is my pride on the line. It's you always want, when you talk about if you're playing at home, you watch like who gets to rotate, who should take the shot. It's the person who's been sitting back looking at it the longest. Yeah. They have the best read. They'll have the best chance of hitting it correctly. Violent Panda's like, I don't care that you've been sitting there watching me touch this ball. I'm gonna fall. I'm gonna get the shot myself. Fantastic stuff there. It's been all Gale Force so far. Number 2, we'll finally give some love to somebody else. Envious comes out in the number 2 spot here, and it's the doink plays we've been.
The doinkers?
Yeah, I think we can call it.
We need Shogun here because he says doink the best.
Doink.
Well, the way he says doink almost sounds like what a doink would be.
I mean, just watch this just like drive-by shot.
Doink. It's almost like a double doink.
Yeah.
I think it was like a double doink.
I'm pretty sure it actually technically doesn't qualify as a doink either. I think your wheels have to be on the ground for it to be a doink.
Oh, yeah, you're right, he was.
But to me, the fact that he's just going in a direction, just slightly alters his car, and then the ball just brings straight into the goal.
I think that was the fastest 3-person passing play I've seen. It's just like, here, and he's like, oh, wait, no, here. Yeah. And then Turbo's like, oh, I can shoot, cool.
Yeah, the 3-man passing plays becoming normal here. And some of these plays you look at and to be like, I remember, I think it was the second play, I was like, oh, this doesn't look that ridiculous. It's just a 1-2 pass play. But then when you put the K-dot pass in it, it becomes ridiculous, the way that these guys are connecting with each other. Number 1 play. It's been all goals so far. Let's look at TurboPulsa, who's had the number 5 spot. Now he's got the number 1 spot on the defense. As Cookser comes in here, Sentio inbound, takes the shot, 1 block. And he's not done yet. He'll get the second block as well. Turbo, a monster on offense and on defense.
He bounced off the wall, and I don't believe this was even a half flip, because I think he saved his flip for the second one. So he actually just timed it well enough, turned around, started boosting towards it, was able to get the second save, especially after bouncing off the sidewall. He didn't like jump off and land. He just hit it, which is a lot harder to control your car off that, because a lot of the momentum starts to like push your car in weird ways, and it's hard to roll back, especially because you don't know where it's going to go. And he was able to land, jump, go upside down, start boosting, get there in time, all in a matter of the splittest of seconds.
Yeah,
Wait, Punk.
The splittest of seconds. You can have seconds that are the most splittest.
The most of the splittest.
And it is like, the things that make those plays amazing is if you ever hear me casting and talk about someone being loose in goal, it's because they've done something that means their wheels don't have traction in the forward and backwards direction. They're kind of sliding back and forth, or they bounced off a wall or something like that, and they're having to regain their bearings before they can move back out. And that's when it's the best, most advantageous time to take a shot. And that's exactly where TurboPulsa was. Completely loose in net, still is able to just completely fly back out, get a second save. Incredible plays. TurboPulsa, the best sub from Season 1, clearly, and now the premier starter here on Gale Force.
Those are some big titles he earns right now.
Yeah.
Best sub to one of the best starters.
Yeah.
I'm still, I mean, we've been watching Turbo for a while, you know, the whole Turururu debacle, which is still my favorite. I'm waiting for the prime time to bring it back, so Turbo, you got me covered.
He's watching.
Yeah, you're watching, buddy. But to see someone not show up for a whole season and really not just participate, voluntarily putting himself as a substitute on a roster. When I heard a little bit of the back end, so after post-LAN, I was talking to some other pros, and they're like, he plays in a lot of like North American scrims, or like kind of messes around on North American servers, and he still does really well.
Yeah.
He does almost better than anyone else can. The fact that even on you know, across ocean pings, the dude is still showing everyone that he's a pro. But all season didn't have the competitive edge on his side. He wasn't competing, which I think is a big experience. But I guess for him, it doesn't really matter because, well, he's Turururu.
He's TurboPulsa, gets the number 5 play, gets the number 1 play. His team was 4 of the 5 top plays. Gale Force, such a force to be reckoned with right now. A Gale Force to be reckoned with. I'm just gonna go there. I don't know why. It just felt like the right place to go.
It's never a right place.
Guys, if you're tired of my puns, don't worry. Next segment is going to be all carpet. He's going to be breaking down some great plays. If you enjoyed that last week, you'll enjoy it again this week. He's got some good stuff in store for you. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.